I don't know about you, but I hate paying for certain things. The number one thing, trash bags. I hate paying for something to put my trash in to throw it away. I think that's the stupidest thing. So do you know how I deal with not having to buy trash bags very often? For instance, if I go to the bin store and I carry a tote bag with me, I transfer the things that I'm buying into a garbage bag, because that's what they use, and then I have a garbage bag for the next week. It's wonderful. I do it every week when I can. Some of the guys don't want me to move the stuff out of my bag if I only have a few things, so I don't get a bag every week, but most weeks I do, and I love it. Another thing that I rarely pay for are shipping fees. On the rare occasion when I order from Amazon, which is only 2 or 3 times a year, because I'm not a shopper like that. I like going to the bin store or a thrift store where it's like a treasure hunt to me. But to just buy a bunch of stuff, I have cleaning products, I have personal products that I don't use up very fast. So I don't buy a lot of household type things, but when I do order from Amazon, or I use Abe Books if I want to buy a book, because it's a used bookseller, and several of the bookstores that, the vendors who are in Abe Books offer free shipping. So I go straight to them. I hate paying for shipping. So with Amazon, I don't have a Prime membership, but I get the order up to $35. I think it's a minimum of $35, and then I get free shipping. It takes a little longer, but I don't care. I don't need, whatever it is the next day. I don't shop like that. So I don't pay for shipping, hardly ever. The third thing I rarely pay for is bottled water. Never say never, though. If I'm out and about, and I always take water with me, but if I drink it all and I need more and there's not a water fountain or something where I can refill my bottle, I will buy a bottled water. I hate doing that. I think it's wasteful. The plastic, for one thing, and then, I don't even know if any of the water in those bottles are anything special. I don't think they are. I really don't. And at home I have a water pitcher, so I use that, and I just fill up my reusable water bottle or my cup when I'm home, and it works great. And it saves me a whole bunch of money, and it saves all that plastic from going to the landfill. And it's basically free. I love it. Here's something that I do pay for, but very inexpensively. Greeting cards. I like sending birthday cards or just a card in the mail to brighten someone's day, because I like getting cards also, or letters. And I go to a thrift store where they're just 25 cents each. So sometimes I stand over there and I look at almost every card, and I end up buying like 4. That's 4 for $1. 25 cents each. Or I'll buy 6 or 8. And I just have cards on hand, like sympathy cards, get well cards, birthday cards, just cards that are blank inside where you can write a note, because I know how happy it makes me to receive a letter or a card, so I like to do that once in a while. I don't do it real often, but I'm certainly not going to go to a store and spend $3 or $5 on one greeting card. No, thank you, not doing it. And I have some blank cards that I could just make a card. I could decorate them myself. I've got all the stuff, and I've done that, but generally I go ahead and just have some cards on hand that are very inexpensive. So I do spend a little money on these greeting cards, but not full price, not retail, no. And this is something that I have only done once in my life. I've paid for an ATM fee one time, and it was many, many years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I was supposed to use an ATM affiliated with my credit union. So it charged me, I don't know what it was, like maybe $3. This was a long time ago, probably 30 years ago or more. And I was only getting out like $10 or 20 or I don't know. And it was like, this is stupid. So I never have done that again. I go to a credit union. My credit union's in another state, but I do shared branching, it's called. And there is a list of credit unions I can go to and make deposits or withdrawals and, very limited things. But I go there and I get cash back and I just keep cash on hand that way. I never go to use an ATM. Never, ever, never. Waste of money. I also do not have cable TV. I'm going to point to my TV. It's over there. I have a TV, and it's a smart TV, and I have an antenna so I can get free channels, and I watch the news, court TV, different things. But it's also streaming. I go to the streaming site because the antenna really doesn't pick up a lot of stuff regularly. It's like it's hit or miss. So I have to have the internet, to get streaming, which I am glad to pay for it. I have to have it anyway to do my YouTube videos and all of my interwebs, activities. And I have streaming services, but I don't have cable TV. I think that's a big ripoff because I like the streaming idea. It's easier for me to justify spending $35, I think is about what I spend a month. And it doesn't bother me because it gives me a huge variety of things I can watch anytime I want. I'm not stuck to a TV schedule. I love being able to watch things as you want to. So I don't pay for cable TV. No. Something I really love is coffee. And I hate paying for it out at a restaurant or Starbucks or something. It's overpriced. I mean, coffee's getting expensive, I think. I mean, it's been expensive for a while. But I can make a cup of coffee at home for pennies rather than spending $4 or $5 or $7 on a coffee out. No, I'm not going to do that. When I went to England and Ireland earlier this year, I bought coffee twice when I was out and about because I didn't think their coffee tasted that good. After the first one, I thought, it was kind of weak. And I don't like tea, so I didn't drink any tea, which is probably, penance for not drinking tea if my coffee was not great. But they had little packets of instant coffee in the room everywhere I stayed, except one place. And so I went and bought some little instant packets because I thought, yeah, I'm not gonna, the whole box of these little things cost less than a cup of coffee if I'd gone to a restaurant. And they were just fine. I could use less water and make it stronger if I needed to. So I did that. But when I'm out, I just have my water with me and I just drink water. I don't order coffee or any kind of drink at a restaurant. Never. Because I think it's expensive. I think drinks are a ripoff to buy at a restaurant or a Starbucks or whatever. I just do. So I don't do it. And the last thing that I hate spending money on is new fashion, like new clothes. I don't know when I've last bought a new article of clothing. Actually, I did at the bin store recently. I bought a pair of, they're called scrub pants, like scrubs that you would wear in a medical profession. They were $1. So I was happy to spend $1 on a new pair of kind of like jogging pants is what they look like. And I would never have paid full price for them. I looked them up and they were, I think, 20 something. It's like, no, I would never have paid that. But for $1, they were brand new. They had the tags on them. They fit me. What else do you need? But I go to thrift stores for all my clothes, pretty much. I mean, yes, I've bought new underwear and such, but that's about it. I don't need the latest fashions. I wouldn't know what the latest fashions were if they hit me in the head. I have no idea. I don't care. I buy things that fit, that feel comfortable, and that are cheap. That's how I shop. So let us know in the comments what you hate spending money on. Are there other things that I've missed? I would love to hear about them. Are there any things that I mentioned that you go ahead and pay for because you enjoy it? That's okay. I am happy to pay for Apple products. I have a MacBook Pro. No, MacBook Air. I used to have a Pro. I have an Air now, a laptop. I have an iPad and an iPhone, and I can sync them all up. I have iCloud where they all just sync up. I'm using my iPhone right now, the camera, to record this, and pretty soon the video will sync up to my MacBook Air laptop, and I'll be able to edit this video to get it up on YouTube. So I love spending the extra money on Apple products, even though I know they're more expensive than like a regular PC. So I'm not totally stingy, but I'm pretty stingy. Leave a comment and let us know what you enjoy saving money on and if there's anything you splurge on. And I will see you next time.